Oh, hello. This is David. I'm from This American Dice. I do podcasts and stuff, I guess, usually, but this time I'm trying to do GM prep things. I did one last week about the Essentials Kit adventure, uh, Dragon of Icespire Peak, and now I'm doing part two. Last time I just went over the NPCs and stuff, but I want to tell you how it went. So I am doing the one-on-one with two sidekicks. Um, my fiance here is she made a halfling bard. Here's the sheet over here. Um, it was pretty fun. We went through, the introduction to Phandalin. Um, I think I said in the last one scene I really wanted to have was this all the kids in Phandalin. They have like four or five, so of course they have to be friends. I don't know why they didn't like why we wouldn't assume that. And they all kind of gaggled or like gaggle of them kind of ganged up on her and you know, a new adventure uh, is super exciting for anybody, especially little kids. So that was a really fun scene. I think I had the halfling little carp um, hold her hand the whole time, which I just kind of thought was adorable. Um, yeah, so that was a really fun scene. It worked out pretty well. The another thing that happened was she's a bard, but she picked um, the soldier, yeah, soldier background. That's in here somewhere, but which was really wild. I loved it. Um, really interesting character choice. So I think we started with kind of a flashback to this war, the war of the Silver Marches that she was in. Um, that just I think there was a couple novels about it, and one of the big things is the Drow kind of turned the sun off for a year or something, and they employed these two giant white dragons. I think a father and son or a mother and son maybe, and uh, so these drow were like riding these white dragons, throughout this war and terrorizing, the the good folks, I guess, who this halfling was on the side of, and it was, I mean, I didn't make this up. It was all Forgotten Realm stuff. It was just too perfect. So she kind of was having this nightmare of the front lines and being terrified of this white dragon. And if you know anything about Dragon of Icespire Peak, that might have some payoff later. But yeah, so she was having a kind of a nightmare situation of this front line, and she was I think she said she was a combat medic. So she was we kind of described how there was this wounded soldier, and she was trying to heal him up. And I was like, perfect. Let's see your first roll ever. And you know, as many first D&D players have experienced, the first one, I feel it's like some kind of like rig system here because it's got to either be a 1 or 20, and she rolled a 1. So that character, that wounded soldier in the past, did not end up making it. Um, and I realized well after the fact that, hey, you know what? Halflings have a specific thing for that. When they roll 1, they're able to re-roll it. So I think I'm going to try to address that, maybe in the next game, but at least sometime in the future, of maybe going back to that in her dreams or something, and just like, oh, but you did save him, didn't you? Perhaps why don't you re-roll it uh, several days or weeks later? But yeah, so I messed up that, but it was pretty dramatic anyway, so I'm not too upset about it. And yeah, I think I said last time that this is the first time I'm actually running a fifth edition. I've run several other editions many times and tons of other games, but this is the for whatever reason have not really gone into a fifth edition until now. So yeah, still learning the rules a little bit, especially that halfling luck power is really good. That luck trait. Um, yeah. What else we got? Oh yeah. So like I was saying, the the hero's welcome from these children in Phandalin was pretty fun. We also got to kind of see these two sidekicks. She chose let me see if I can overlay these folks. Enerva Nightbreeze, which is just the coolest emo cowboy elf that I've ever seen. She's pretty amazing. Um, I gave her. I guess I gave everyone a Southern accent accidentally. I gave her a Southern accent first, and then as I was going into Phandalin, I was kind of thinking it as a frontiers town, kind of drawing a lot from Deadwood and things. Um, and I realized again after the fact, like, oh wait, I've giving all these NPCs a Southern accent too. This is going to be confusing. You messed this up, but uh, hopefully she's characteristic enough. She she specifically hated kids. I don't know why. We might get into that one day, but she was not into this welcome, and she kind of hurried along to the Stonehill Inn to make up her room and everything. And she's really fun so far. I'm having a good time with her. The other one, I, the other sidekick that she picked was Shanjan Kwan, who I'm trying, kind of doing as a foil um, against Inverna. I'm playing him as the really optimistic, um, kind of happy-go-lucky kind of thing, which is kind of pretty different from the his kind of NPC backstory personality traits. If you've gotten a chance to read those, he's kind of obsessed with why he came back from the dead from as a young age. And I do have that kind of still, but I have him as a priest of Timora, the goddess of luck. So he kind of, I think, counts himself lucky and as a blessing. That's kind of how I'm playing him, just to kind of contrast with Inverna. And also, especially since it's just one player, which is what the Essential kit is pretty good with, I'm also trying to set up, I don't want to um, kind of make decisions for her, if that makes sense, for the PC. So giving for the player, that is, so giving her two NPCs that I feel are going to disagree most of the time and give her kind of opposite advice whenever she asks for them is going to help out a lot to kind of give her more agency and kind of have her make her own decisions instead of me accidentally make them for her or steer her in it in any particular direction. So I think that went pretty well. These that welcoming. But after that, she went over to Barthen's Provisions, which is kind of the general store. We had a little bit of interesting interaction with Barthen himself and his two kind of, I don't know, maintenance crew, the porters, just the people who move the supplies in and out. I have them as two kind of strapping lads. One's a halfling, one's a human. But yeah, it wasn't overly interesting. She kind of got some more information that there's a dragon in Leylon is how I rolled it last time. Oh, I should roll the. I'm gonna make myself a note real fast to roll that where the dragon's gonna end up this next time. Don't let me forget, everybody. All right. So anyway, yeah, pretty standard. Nothing overly interesting. But then we went to the Stonehill Inn, which, oh my gosh, everything fell. I don't know if you could hear that, but anyway, so Stonehill Inn happened after that. That was pretty cool too. I had Inverna kind of getting over these kids by drinking like some ale in there. It was pretty fun. I also had, I think it was Elsa, I want to say. They kind of mention I actually stole this from Lost Mines of Phandelver, which also takes place in Phandalin. There was kind of this gossipy barmaid, Elsa, who I kind of stole from that and put in here. And as they were the three of them were kind of talking about this dragon and what they should do about it, especially because it's probably a white dragon. She kind of came up and just butted into the conversation and was like, oh, well, this dragon could be bad, but it's a real problem with the orcs that got displaced, and they're way worse. And Inverna has a kind of her built-in kind of backstory is that she's really she really dislikes orcs in every capacity, and I think she got that little scar that they have pictured there from an orc, I assume. I don't know if they say that, but that's definitely canon in this playthrough. So she was very interested in that. The bartender, or the owner of the bar, I guess. What is his name? I forget. Something Stonehill, Mr. Stonehill. Uh, when he saw that she had, Seraphina, the bard, she has a ukulele, a magical ukulele that she's lugging about. He was very interested and offered to, you know, call some people, maybe have a performance. He was trying to convince her, and in exchange, she would pay for the drinks for the night. And so she had a kind of a performance that evening, I guess. And oh, here's something I could ask if anyone more experiences listening here. Yeah, give me a comment or something, because I kind of just had her roll a performance check, and she did incredibly well. She even said she added some cantrips. I think she has dancing lights as a cantrip, so she kind of cast that spell to augment her performance. So I gave her advantage, I think, and because of that, and just because a bard has good performance anyway, she rolled incredibly well. So I was kind of like, oh, I don't know how like a paid gig performance would work in here. So I think I just randomly gave her some, like, a handful of gold pieces and the aforementioned free drinks that night. So I'm sure there's a better way. I would, I mean, bet my own magical ukulele that there's some kind of rule somewhere within Dungeons and Dragons Fifth Edition uh, internet that there's some kind of rules there. But anyway, uh, the only other um, super interesting thing that happened there was that the next morning she met Gundren Rockseeker, which is another kind of, I don't know, guest at this inn who was having breakfast, and I had him. This is another person I stole from Van Delver. He kind of the older of these three dwarven brothers who in that adventure found this magical mine thing. I kind of have trying to hint at different Fandelver stuff. I mentioned this all in the first prep thing, but I'm kind of hinting at it to foreshadow if her and I ever, or other people, ever decide to continue this adventure. We could do Fandelver maybe, um, just as a little Easter eggs, mostly for myself. But anyway, she sees him eating some eggs. They have a brief discussion about, oh, I put up on the quest board that the town master is in charge of, that my two brothers, they're out doing a thing that I asked them to do, and I feel really bad because now there's a dragon there, and I'm worried. So hopefully, if you are having adventures here, you can maybe round those two up. And they kind of, I wouldn't say hit it off, but she, um, Seraphina has kind of a purpose to do this dwarven excavation quest first, but kind of a personal investment, I should say. And which is kind of weird because I knew that the Umbrage Hill quest is going to be the one I wanted to do first. Um, but I want to give a shout out to Bob World Builder and Sly Flourish and stuff. They have other YouTube channels here that I've been watching in preparation for this, and I think it was Bob the World Builder who had the suggestion, or he pointed out that, oh, you know what? Not only is Umbrage Hill kind of the first one you should be doing, but it is like on the way to basically the other two, so it's going to be hard not to. Oh, easy, perfect. So he set out to do the dwarven excavation quest, but it turned out that she was really doing the Umbrage Hill quest. Let me show you that real fast. Oh, that's me. Yeah, that looks like that. If you're not familiar, um, this is the main map. So this quest is really awesome. It's kind of you're supposed to be saving this herbalist that's kind of out here in the windmill, kind of doing her thing, making potions and whatnot. She's also a midwife for Phandalin, so it's pretty, close to that. I have her set up as I want to say the innkeeper's wife's sister, so Mr. Stonehill's sister-in-law. But yeah, she's stuck in this, and much like the dwarven execution. Oh man, that would be a different quest. That'd be interesting. No, the excavation, the dwarven excavation. You just have to tell that these folks that there's a dragon, and they should really batten down the hatches, I suppose. So they see this big windmill. They point out, oh, that's probably that thing that we read on the quest board. So we could just do this. It's on the way, sure. But the real problem is that there is a manticore that is kind of threatening this woman. So yeah, let me just share this whole screen so I can switch back. Whoa! Oh my god! We just entered the matrix for a second. Okay, but no, this manticore guy. Um, Again, I think I stole this, or by stole I mean took the advice of Bob World Builder and Sly Flourish to make the manticore a little easier. So it's I had it as a kind of a baby, or at least like a very young manticore, and I think I took this inspiration from the movie Mirror Mask, if you remember. I think Neil Gaiman did that, and all the art was what's his name, Dave McKean, I think. It's I don't know if it's great, if it's a good movie. I don't know if I'd recommend it, but the art is really just so bizarre. And I remember this one kind of panther, kind of cat looking thing that had this human face and it was terrifying. It kind of stuck with me, so I sort of channeled that into this manicore. I think I described it as a one of those like like the actorly um masks. You know, you've seen them everywhere in the front of every theater. Um, just that was its actual skin, but it looked like a chalk white mask, but as a like baby, like a cherubic baby. So I was already terrifying myself as this happened, and I kind of played him sort of as comic relief. It was I was trying to be a kind of a boarding school rich brat kind of thing. So he had like kind of barely English child accent, I guess. If that, I don't think that's a real thing, but I had him as just a spoiled brat basically, and he was wounded. He was trying to get into. I think I had the manticore kind of say, "Oh, this woman up there, she should be helping me out. She has potions in there and just so much meat on her body, and she's being so selfish. Not even one bite." Which was pretty good and kind of got the theme across that he's not so much of a threat. So you don't have to kill this manticore outright. You could probably talk to him, which ended up working pretty well. They kind of had a whole kind of negotiation scene, and I think she rolled really well in that too, at least enough to pass. And they kind of had this elaborate deal made out that she would cast Seraphina, the bard, would cast I think healing word or whatever spell she has on this manticore to heal him up. Um, as long as the manticore kind of leaves this poor woman alone, stops eating humans for the time being, and goes to the Neverwinter Wood, which is the huge woods to the north, and just eats animals and rodents and things. So uh, he agreed to that, and she also went further to say, "Oh, and um, oh, I don't know if I said it already, but he had like his wing was wounded. That's why he couldn't fly up on there." And Seraphina figured out that that's wounded because it's got dragon scratches on it. And he kind of said the manticore revealed that the dragon killed his mother, and he was trying to learn how to hunt for himself, but he couldn't fly anymore because of his wounded wing. So it was pretty you know, a pathetic kind of creature, like in the good way, like pathos, so much pathos. Feel sorry for this little baby, and I love this player. I mean, obviously, it's my fiance, but I love her because she has her ukulele and she plays out the little healing songs. She makes them up on the fly, and this one was hilarious. She called him Wing Baby. So forevermore, this manticore for me will be called Wing Baby. And they further made, no, I got sidetracked, but they further made the deal that, oh, when Seraphina and her two companions find this dragon, they'll call on the Wing Baby so that they can all, help get revenge for the Wing Baby's, murdered mother. So a possible future companion here, which could be pretty interesting. But Um, let's see. Yeah, that was. I mean, that's the end of that quest pretty much. She was also able to convince Adabra, the herbalist, to come back to Phandalin, which is technically the quest, but uh, the GM thing says you shouldn't let them do that. But yeah, somewhere in here. But I'm like, yeah, I mean, she rolled really well. She's making good points. I feel like, yeah, sure, she would do that. That's fine. Why not? I think the trade-off was, oh well, I've only had this many healing potions that I have made. I won't be able to make new ones, so that's kind of a maybe it could be a limiting factor. So there's not infinite healing potions, everywhere. But yeah, I think she said, well, we're gonna go do this, talk to these dwarves, and then on our way back, we'll fetch you and kind of escort you back to Phandalin. So that should be interesting. Um, she also made that deal to only eat um, animals and rodents in Neverwinter Wood, like specifically rodents. I don't know where that came from, but maybe because it's like a cat-like creature. But that could be interesting as these were rats come in later, and also just hunting in Neverwinter Woods probably going to be a problem for Falcon. Reading ahead, he's kind of this. He has a hunting lodge out there. I think he's kind of a ranger sort of deal. So yeah, could have some consequences for that in the future. But yeah, I think that's basically this. I do have a special tree at the end, but I do before that want to roll this dragon thing to see where the next one is. I'm gonna roll it on camera, so I'm kind of stuck to the will of the dice here. If I can remember where it was, I think it's in here. Maybe some rumors. Oh, here it is. Perfect. All right. So I'm gonna use this dice with friends thing. Don't worry about celestial tournament. That's a different thing. But let's see how this goes. So it's gonna show up here. Eight, I think the only thing I'm gonna allow is if it's the same one twice, I'm gonna not do it. The high road. Okay, interesting. So I believe the high road is the north to south road that goes to up to Neverwinter and down to Waterdeep. So yeah, that's probably a big um, like trafficked area. Oh man, if it was Nomagard, that would be great. She's gonna go there probably after this. But yeah, pretty interesting. And that's, if I remember correctly, pretty close to oh hey, I can click on that. Yeah, the highway on the coast. Yep. Okay. Yeah, north to Waterdeep. Man, I'm smart, I guess. But all right. Anyway, all right. I'm gonna try. We recorded obviously the thing to release as a podcast later once it's edited up and fancified. Get my podcasting partner Austin to add some sweet music to it and such. But there was already some sweet music, as I said. She was Marisa was able to sing this healing song to her wing baby. It got, I mean, I kind of ruined it because I was laughing most of the time, but I'm gonna see if I can play that and then head out. That's gonna be pretty much all for the day. That was Umbrage Hill, and it worked out pretty well. I think next time I'll come back and talk about um, how I planned for the dwarven excavation. Man, I keep wanting to say execution. That's hopefully that's not foreshadowing, but no, the dwarven thing next. See how that goes. I'll give you a recap of how it went and how I planned for it. If you're looking forward to that, but let's see if I can do this. Who knows? Oh, we're incepted again. Oh, yeah. Look at this Manticore as Risa plays you out. Oh my god. So we can level up between this session and next. And great job. You did your first thing of D&D. You excited?
You.
You want to play us out? do the repraise of the heal little wing baby.
Hey, little wing baby. Hey, little wing baby. Hey, little wing baby. Heal your little wings, baby. Heal your little wings, baby. Your spiky, spiky little wings, baby. You're gonna heal those wings, heal those wings. Heal those wings, heal those wings. You're gonna heal those wings, heal those wings. Don't know what key that was in. Heal those wings, heal those wings. Little baby, gonna heal those wings. You're gonna heal those wings. You're gonna heal those wings. Then you're gonna be my friend. Then you're gonna be my friend. Gonna take you to a dark alley.
What?
We're gonna make plans to kill a dragon. It's a secret plan to kill a dragon.
Sorry, we're reading the song.
Heal those little wings, baby. You're gonna heal those little wings.
Amazing. All right. Well, that was that. Thanks so much. Hopefully, that was sort of helpful, but who knows? That's how I did mine. If this is all interesting or not interesting, let me know how it is or not, and I can figure that out. I'm still trying to, figure all this stuff out. So some advice would be good. I don't know if I'm giving GM's advice, but don't know about the streaming thing. But anyway, hopefully that was good, and I'll try and do this again next Sunday. We'll see how it goes. Goodbye.